Okay, now you just listen to me, you see what I'm doing. I will give you time to do it, but for now, please, can you listen to me? Okay, what I'm going to use, I'm going just to use the simple data that we used previously. I'll just import the actions that I'm going to do. I think are not new, so I don't expect any question from now, maybe up to another point when I'll be there. Okay, I just import the points. Okay, first of all, I have to start a new project that I'm going to work with. Then I select the template that I will be working with, that is the AutoCAD Service Ready metric. Then I'll click open. Then from there, I'm going to create the name of the project that I'll be working with, and I'll save as, this is the AutoCAD drawing. Okay, I'm going to save in my, this is, this is my profile, because I'm going to create the profile. This is the save as type. Okay, then I'm going to save to that specified location that I have specified. Then from there I can start the project. Then I'll start by importing the points that I'm going to use. Okay, add file. This I'm going to use I'll just use model 5 points. Then I'll specify the format that the points are having, from whatever I've converted, either it's starting with point number or using just the arrangement from what you did before. Then I'll add point to point group. Adding point to point group means that I'll be able to edit and do other whatever. Then this is module 5. Module 5 points. This is module 5 points. Then I'll click OK. Then my points will be in my AutoCAD Service Ready. When I just click on prospector and point groups, I have the points that I've imported. Then when I zoom to extent, my points will be displayed on my window, as you can see them. Then from there I will just create the surface. I will create surface. I will have to rename the surface. Okay, that is the name of my surface. The description, any description that I have about that surface I'm creating. Then I have the style. I will change the style depending on how I want my surface to appear, what contour interval to have, though you can change at any time. If you see maybe the contour are highly spaced or are just so close, you can just change. You have the render material, can change to by layer, although you have other things, you can just change. Then you click OK. Then I have just made the settings for my surface. Then when I move to surface, I have the surface that I created, and when I expand it, I have modified surface. Then I'll move to definition. I have because I imported the points, I'm going to use point groups. But when I create the surface without importing the points, I just use point file. Okay, then I'll add, I will select the model 5 points, then I'll apply and click OK. Okay, that's the panorama. I'll just select. So this is the surface with the points that I have, the model 5 points. Then in order to edit my surface, I'll just click on edit surface style. I may change the contours, contour smoothing, contour interval. This is true, spline curve. Okay, I can just decrease the contour interval that I have. If you just see on my surface, I'll change, maybe this is 1. What if I say this is 0.3 display? This is where I can also edit what to be shown, how color, what and so on to be shown on my surface. When I apply and click OK, that is my surface. So under display, I may also change the appearance of these components that are displaying on my surface. Let's say I change maybe I change the major to be this one and minor to be different, because they just resemble the point numbers. You can just change whatever I want to change. Okay, so this is the surface. I might hide, maybe I've already created the surface, so I don't want to see the points. I can just hide them. Under perspective, when I go to point groups, I have this point, the model 5 points, and when I right click and click your properties, I can just change the style. The point style can be changed. I can also change the point label style, but as for me, I want to hide them. I don't want to see them, but they're there, though I don't want to see them. Okay, I'll just apply and click OK. So this is my surface. I can just work on it while it is just like this, because those points just helped me so that I can create my surface. Okay, I want to create an alignment. I will just create 2 alignments, then from there I can just create the profiles. Okay, I will just select any, because this is not any typical road project where I have the center line that I should pass through the center line. I will just pass anywhere, just for the case of example. But when you do at your own, it means you should use the surveyed points that are required for the road design. Okay, then let's say maybe I want to pass this side, I want to pass there, I want to pass there, I want to pass there. That's one of the route that I have selected. I may select the other route, starting from maybe there. Those are just routes that I have selected. So I want to create the alignment. When I go to create design ribbon, I have the alignment. Then I'll create alignment from object. I'll be prompted to select the first line, arc or polyline. So I'll select this polyline. Then I'll press enter. If I just agree with the direction, I just press enter. Otherwise, if the direction is not this, I reverse. Okay, this is the dialog box for the create alignment from object, where I have to put my settings. I have to the alignment name. Let's say this is alignment 1. Type, I'll just use it as a center line. Then if I have any description, I just enter in that box. I have the starting point. If I just start the road from 0, I just specify this starting station. And if I start from another road, it means that at that point there is a station, so I should write it there. Then I have general and design criteria. Under general, I have to create a site where it's my working area. I will name it just as site. Then I have the alignment style. I have several of them. You can use any one of these. Just okay. I have alignment layer. In AutoCAD Civil 3D, all layers are there, so you don't need even to change the layer of the property, either it's alignment, profile, or even other thing. So what you have to do, you just leave the way it is, unless you want to edit from the layer properties manager. Then I have the alignment label set. I want to show all the labels that are required for the alignment. Then I should add the curves between tangents. Where there are tangents, there should be curve. I'll just specify this will be as a starting. This will be at the starting radius. So at any time on the project, I can just change anything. Okay, erase existing entities. This is because I want to create the polyline I just drew. I want to make it an alignment, so I have to erase the properties of being a polyline to be an alignment. Under design criteria, I have a starting design speed. I'm going to specify a starting design speed depending on the terrain, depending on what type of road I'm designing. I think all these are in your design standards, and when you just start designing a road, all these are just put into consideration. Then maybe I want to design with 8 km/h, then I'll use design criteria based. From there I have the minimum radius table. If you are using ASHTO, you have these Emax percentages. 4% is for the urban, and others depend on the type of road that you are designing. Okay, you can select depending on the type of design. Transition length table shows number of lanes. You are designing 2 lanes or 4 lanes, you just specify. Attaining method, it's ASHTO for crown road or for planner. So if you are designing a crown road, you use that one, and if you want to design a planner road, you just select from there. Then after that, you just click OK. There is your profile. You see, starting from this point, the design with the design speed of 80 km/h, going to this chainage 405. This is the end point, and you have the labels as specified. As you can see, because just you use the design check, that's why you see the warning symbol. This warning symbol showed that there are some some parameters that are violated, so you have to make sure you take care of them, and you cross-check this design that you have created. Maybe you might find when I click on the alignment, and I right-click on it, under alignment properties, I have this dialog for alignment properties for the specified alignment that I'm editing. These are different tools, but under design criteria, I may change the speed. Let's say if this is 60, when I apply and click OK, and I see the way it is, but it's not fully removed. So this is how you can design. This is one of the alignments. Okay, I will design the other one. Let me check. This is alignment from object again. Then I'll click. Okay, this is alignment 2. Then the site, the same. All labels, the design speed. Let's say you want to use it that one. Then I'll click OK. Okay, this is the other alignment that I've created. Are we together? Okay, so this is how you can create alignment, and I know this is not very much new because we have been doing several times. Okay, now when you design an alignment, it means this is going to be the center line of your road. What you can do, you make sure that the design standards are met. It means there is no problem with this alignment. Now if there is a problem, and especially in the curves, it's where there is a problem, and in order to remove this problem to the curves, it means in order to remove the warning symbols or to reduce to that extent, there are several ways you can do. You can specify the different speeds in the alignment, like this one. Maybe starting from a certain chainage from this where there is a curve, you can just change the speeds. You can run Superelevation, because in Superelevation specifically we designed for superelevation in order to counter check our curves, specifically for the curves where mostly there are some issues. When you check in the curves, when you run superelevation, it's where you can change radius. You can as well change radius, you can change speed, but when you are having an alignment, you only change speed. Because when you change the radius, it means it will involve shifting it. So we don't want to shift it, because at the time we designed, it means that was the right path that we selected, and we had the coordinates from that point. So in order to change it in a proper way, you have to change it when you run the superelevation. Another, you can also check more when you create the profile, because you have a lot of standards that you should incorporate in, like maybe K values for the road, minimum stopping side distance, and all those. So after you create the profile, that is the final. It's where almost all the design checks have been checked. So from there, you just create other things without putting much consideration in those design standards. Okay. Now I have this. This is my alignment. What I will do, I will run superelevation. Anyway, this is just, I want to show you, because sometimes when you design your alignment, you have to, if you have a lot of errors, you have to check for superelevation so that it can help you to reduce some errors that may arise. Okay. When I click the alignment, you have the superelevation. When I click calculate or edit superelevation, I will click. Then I will have this edit superelevation. No data exists for the superelevation anyway. So what would you like to do? I want to calculate it. Then I will click on calculate superelevation. In this, you're going to specify roadway type that you are going to design. Either it's a crown road, it can be undivided or divided. If it's divided, it means there is a median at the middle. Do you understand that? When I say the median at the middle, it means it separates where you find maybe there are poles or grasses are planted to separate the left route that goes to the other side and that comes back. Okay. Or planar road of this type. So you just select what type of road you are designing, and what you are selecting now will have effect all over where you're going. You cannot change later, maybe saying I started with the undivided, then I will design undivided. It will not be proper. So what you are selecting now is the one that will be used later on, in every aspect that we design for this road. Okay. Which one? Okay. The undivided crown is the one that has camber slopes. Those slopes going to the, it's just like this, going to the left and to the right and left. And these planar are just, as I can say, falling on one side like this. Yeah, that is the difference. And I think most of them are just crown roads, but there are some areas where they design these other types of road. Okay, let's say I'll just select undivided crown, the one that just passes each other. So at your own time, you will design more and more and see what is the difference between all these roads. Okay. Then I'll click next. Clicking next, I will have the lanes. How many number of lanes at right I want to design. When I change anything from right, they are updated also on the other side of the road. Okay. Then I will change what number of lanes I want to the right of the load. If it's 1, I will specify 1. If it's 2, I will specify 2. Normal lane width. This also depends with the type of road we are designing. The others maybe 6 or anyhow. So this will be according to your standards. I don't know what the width of the lane that you are using normally. 3.5. Then I will like 3.5. You have the normal lane slope. I'm going to specify. What is it? Yeah, I'm designing for Superelevation. Okay, then you will specify the and I think you have the standards for your design 2.5, because I know for us it's 2.5. Okay, so after setting all this, you click next. You have the shoulder control. You'll specify the normal shoulder width that you use, 1.5. You have the normal shoulder slope. You specify as well. I don't know how much do you use. What is it? Yeah, it can be the same as well. Okay, then shoulder slope treatment. You have the low side and you have the high side. What is the difference? The high side, remember that this is for the shoulder. The high side is the one just after the length, and the low side is below, at the below side. So all these should be considered when you are designing. Then you click OK. Design file. You have the design file, and this, let me show you. You have this AutoCAD Civil 3D roadway design standards. You make sure it is checked, and then Superelevation rate table depends on what type of road you are designing, those Emax values, and I think that are in your those specifications for the standards. You have them. Transition length table, how many number of lanes? You said there are 2. Attainment method, what you are using, Ashto. I think you use Ashto as well. Okay. Then from there you have the transition formula for Superelevation runoff. Percentage at tangents and at spiral curve. I think these are always specified as well. I don't know the formula that is being used, but I think it's there. In our manual we have even the formula, so you can just calculate. Maybe I will just check it and show you. I don't know if you use the same one. So all these things are the things that you should consider when you are designing for Superelevation. Then after I'll click finish. I'll click finish. Then I've calculated the for Superelevation. Let me just close. So this is the alignment of mine, and these are the points. From there is where I started. There is where the curve is. This is the second curve up to the end. Okay. Then from there I'll just select the alignments. After selecting the alignment, I will just go back to Superelevation. Then I will click calculate Superelevation. When I click calculate Superelevation, it will just give me a dialog. This is the Superelevation curve manager for alignment 1. where I have, when you look at the alignment, we had two curves. Is it? Let me just close it. So I just put it there. When I click back on calculate or edit superelevation, I have this dialog. Do you see the superelevation curve? I have curve 1, and when you look when you're drawing, it's highlighted. And when I click on next, I have curve 2, this one. So from there, you can just check. You see, you have the curve name. This is curve 1. You have the design speed. You have the radius. You have all these stations, start station and end station for that curve 1, and all other features for curve 1. You see all those inputs that we are feeding in are there, and you can edit at any time you want. That is curve 1. When you come back to curve 2, you have all the details the same. Okay, that is 1. Now when I go back to Superelevation, when I click on View Tabular Editor, I will have this dialog showing me the more details from the starting of the alignment up to the end. Showing me, let us see, we have two curves. We have curve 1 and curve 2. So you have the transition in region, and you have the transition out region. The transition in region is the region when you are entering the curve, and the transition out region is the region that you are entering, you are going out of the curve itself. And there are several details in it when you expand, and when you just create the view of that superelevation, the superelevation view for this alignment, each and everything will be shown in your view. So this is how you can go about it. Okay, when I go back to superelevation, I can click on create superelevation view. This will show all the components that I have from the start of the alignment up to where I end. When I click on create superelevation view, I will just select, maybe this is superelevation view for superelevation view 1 for alignment 1, and this is the alignment. Superelevation view style, I'll select, and the station range starts from 00 up to 405. I have this specify superelevation display option, where there is to the left outside lane, to the right outside lane, and the shoulders. You can even just specify by different colors. Maybe this is the left lane. When I click on the by block, I have this, I can select any color. Maybe this is lane to the left, maybe I select that one. This is the right outside lane, I may select maybe this one. Just remember what you selected. It's just for the view, because if there is anything you may find there somewhere else, you will see each and everything from the superelevation view. Okay, left outside shoulder, I'll just click from there, then I will select, and this is the right outside shoulder. I can just select from there, maybe this one. After I have selected all, and I can just specify a certain specified region, not for the whole alignment, but some. I can just take one of the points, then I'll click OK. Then I'll be prompted to select superelevation view origin. I may just select even there. So this is my superelevation view from what I created, and if you see it, it has no much conflict, because if it has a lot of problems, you will find those warning symbols, because starting from the beginning we just selected to have the design check in case there is anything, or sometimes you may find it but it's very small. So when it is that much small, you just create a profile and check to the profile if there is anything that you can change as well. That's all. This is the superelevation view, but it is having some symbols. Do you see? Like this, maybe BOA. This is the beginning of an alignment. And if you want to define all these information, because these are they are like crucial information you can give in your design to show that everything is okay. Okay. When I just select the alignment is selected, and when I click back to Superelevation and I click on calculate or edit Superelevation, no, not this one, on view tabular editor, I will have all this information. So all these information that you see here are the ones that are in your Superelevation view. So you can just extract this information and keep it somewhere for your reference. So when you do see these ones, this is import Superelevation data, but this one is export. So all this Superelevation data can be exported to another file where you can just see how they are and just check from your Superelevation view. Then I will click, then I will convert them to CSV, and then I select where I'm going to save them. Let's say I'll just save them this file. This is Superelevation data. Okay, then I'll click save. So this information will be exported to the other file. I can even check them. When I minimize this, I have the Superelevation data. Open it. I will just open the data that I export. This is CSV and open up. Okay, these are the information. These are Superelevation information. I have them. These are stations, and these are description on everything, and these are those information that we are just feeding you. Some we are just to the shoulder percentages, we are just inputting on them. So you can just look on this be starting from the beginning of the alignment up to the end of the alignment. So these are Superelevation information. Okay, are we together? Do you understand me? Okay, now that's how you can calculate Superelevation on your alignment and check anything. Okay, I'll just show you something. When I go back to Superelevation and click calculate or edit Superelevation, okay, from this I have curve 1, I have curve 2. When maybe I want to change the speed, I just click the design speed. I just click this is curve 1. I just click on this I can change anything from there. The speed, I can change the station as well. Maybe I want to set from a certain station to a certain station using this speed. Anything you can change. And you can also change other details that we are inputting. Maybe if you find maybe the lane width that you entered, or lane slope or shoulder width are not the one that you entered, you can just change them. Okay, now for the case of superelevation, I just ended there. Then I want you to do it before I start profile so that I cannot confuse you. I will be passing, you will be just import module 5, create one alignment, then run superelevation. I'll be passing and checking what you are doing. If you have any question, you ask me.